The Libido Doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to Libido Doc. This is Dr. Suzanne, and today I would like to talk about the three types of marriages that can occur and that have been approved by God, to be honest. Okay, so let's read three different passages of the Bible because it's going to be our foundation. Then I'm going to describe the three types of relationship and where they stem from in the Bible, and then tell you which one is the most superior, that is topping off any other relationship. All right, so let's go. We're going to read Genesis 1:27, Genesis 2:18, and Genesis 2:22. Genesis 1:27 says, so God created mankind in his own image. He created him in the image of God. He created them male and female. And God blessed them. And God said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. Okay. In this passage, we discover that God created man, a spirit being, two souls. And in a man, there is a male and there is a female, a divine masculine and a divine feminine. And it's that pair that he blessed and commanded to be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. All right. So they were made in the spirit. Then in Genesis 2, we see that God, he plants a garden. He did all the creation and all that. And he makes Adam. And at some point, he sees that Adam is alone, he's lonely, he needs companionship. And God says in Genesis 2:18, it is not good for the man, Adam, to be alone. I shall make a helper for him, corresponding to him. But this is what happened. Out of the ground, the Lord formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. Adam gave names, but there was not found a helper for him. All right. So God made man, male and female. He already made them. And when he thought that Adam needed a helper, he formed Adam from the ground. He didn't go back to form the corresponding female from the ground for Adam, but he formed animals from the ground and brought them to Adam to see how he would call them. So this right there tells me that the three types of relationships you can have are embedded in those scriptures. The first type is in Genesis 1:27, and it's going to be that pair God has put together that no one can put asunder. And who is that person? Is the person that the man carries in his heart. And how did God extracted that person? He extracted Eve from the rib of Adam. And we see in Genesis 2:22, where after God put Adam under anesthesia, he constructed Eve from his own rib. And when Adam woke up, he exclaimed, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and she will be called wife in parentheses, Isha, because she was taken out of her husband, Ish. This is the version Bible of One New Man. I got it from Seedworth. I have a gazillion Bibles, but I like this because it brings us down to the basics. That helper is the wife. It's not because you go to the mayor and you marry a woman that she's your wife. The wife is the one God has created in Genesis 1:27, who is the bone of your bones and the flesh of your flesh. So let's see the other type of women a man can marry. There are three types. There is the one from Genesis 1:27. There is the one that God made in Genesis 2:18 that comes from the ground. And there is the one God made from Genesis 2:18 that comes from the air. Remember? Remember that passage? And God, out of the ground, he formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air. So although they're coming from the ground, you have one category that's on the earth and one category that's in the air. This is my understanding of those three types of women. Let's start with the type that were made from the ground, that can stay on the ground or that can be in the air. The one that's in the air is the woman that you will see and like her, okay? First of all, you are not equally yoked because she's the type that's supposed to be in the air. And you, the Adam, you were made from the ground. That type of relationship is unequally yoked. But for some reason, when you see each other, you will like each other. And you will even be friends for a minute and get into a relationship. But then when you get inside the marriage, you begin to realize that there is a problem. Either the man doesn't have a clear vision, or he even has a mission, but he is overusing the woman, or he's pushing her to be in her masculine. So that type of man is not necessarily going to love the woman the way it's described in Ephesians 5:25. It's going to be a toxic relationship. It's going to be a relationship where there is a lot of oppression. And the oppression can come from the man or from the woman, but there is unequally yoked. That wife is from the air, from the fowl of the air. She's not from the ground. So you will find yourself sometimes, having arguments and not understanding each other and going through a lot of oppression. This type of relationship is called a karmic relationship. You are in that relationship to learn something. It's to help you grow spiritually and change maybe something in your life. Sometimes in the modern world, people call this a narcissistic type partner or toxic relationship. When those relationships break up after many decades and one of the partners, usually the woman, gets tired of the relationship, they're going to break up with a lot of fighting, a lot of hatred, a lot of resentment, a lot of bitterness, because they were not equally yoked to start with, right? So this is the first type of relationship. When you go to the mayor, you're going to say, oh yeah, this is my wife. She's going to have your name and blah, blah, blah. But she is not a wife. Okay? According to what the Bible makes us understand. Now, the second type of woman that you can marry as a man, the second type of marriage is going to be a marriage between soulmates. She's coming from the ground. The man also came from the ground. So they're going to have a lot of things in common. They can be equally yoked, meaning they have kind of the same spirit, they see in the same direction, and they have a lot. This type of relationship is very tender friendship, right? They are friends. They are, they know each other. They support each other. It's very friendly, very friendship, right? So sometimes in this type of relationship, the woman, after initially there's a lot of passion, and then that passion is going to slowly decline, and the woman becomes like, a little bit like your sister, like your friend, if I may say, right? You just have a very good friendship, and you support each other, you encourage each other. There are not too many arguments, but with time, the man will begin to have some sort of frustration because he's either stuck or he's losing interest in his mission, or he's losing clarity in his mission, or something is happening. There's going to be a discomfort somewhere, but you can't really put your finger on it because the relationship is very quiet. The wife is calm. She doesn't give you headaches. She's respectful. She takes good care of the house. She's a good wife. Okay, she's a good wife who is building her house and who is doing everything possible to keep her marriage together. But it's a soulmate relationship, meaning that spiritually, that wife may challenge you to change a few things in your life and the way you are acting. So let's say if you're someone who has anger issues, she will help you manage that with time, little by little. There's going to be a hic in your divine mission because at some point she's going to be limited. And because she sees you so much as a friend, she doesn't see the divine part of you that must accomplish something very specific and particular for the kingdom. If those relationships end, it's going to be on friendly terms. It's just going to be, no, I have your back, you my friend. And you can see even the men who continue to take care of this type of women. They will pay the child support. They will make sure she's safe. It's going to be very friendly. They continue to raise the children, be involved, to a certain degree in the life of, the children and the family. It's very friendly. It's not like the karmic relationship where there is insults and aggression and I don't want to see you and I don't want to talk to you and what are you even doing in my life? Okay, so you see the difference because one is unequally yoked and one is equally yoked, but somehow, somewhere, there is a problem. All right, now the third type of relationship is the one God has put together, that no one can put asunder. It is that female God created with the male. It is that wife, like Adam said, bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Not all men will find that wife. Men can find any woman, and then they get into the relationship, and with time they begin to say, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And if they're courageous or if it's really degrading, they usually divorce. This relationship of bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh is another level. This is the true helper of your destiny. This is the true wife that has been blessed with you to make you fruitful, to help you multiply, to replenish the earth, to subdue it, and to have dominion. And this is at the spiritual level. This is at the divine mandate. Okay, so that woman, the man carries her in his heart. First of all, they're going to have a crazy attraction. He will see her and just think to himself, oh my God, where is she coming from? Who is she? Just like Adam said, bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, this is the one. It's going to be, admiration. It's going to be love at first sight. It's going to be crazy sexual attraction. It's going to be consideration and respect, unconditional love. It's going to be the divine masculine at its best as the provider, the protector, and the lover. The passion is going to be 10 over 10. And it's not going to go down like it happens with the soulmate. And this woman will constantly, so if they stay together for 30, 50 years, every day, he's going to have passion, desire for her, no matter what's happening, no matter if he's going through trouble at the office, no matter, it's something that is innate because they were meant to be together. And he finds peace and comfort inside of her. That's one. That woman carries the hidden code to multiply and help his divine destiny. Just like Eve had the hidden code to first bring forth the humans, right? The woman, the wife, a man finds that is his wife, has a hidden code for his destiny. She is the one that will be able to interpret his hidden dreams and bring them forth. She's the one who is going to be his mirror. They will think alike. They will act alike. They will have so much in common. It's going to be as if, they were born from the same mother but different wombs. But it's going to be so fusional. And then they will not get bored being together because there's so much they are bringing together. That's what you call a power couple in the kingdom of God. And the things they do together for the kingdom is going to be so big, so magnificent, because she comes and she carries that energy of multiplication. That yeast, it is said that a little bit of yeast can make the dough. If you are a cook, if you make like puff, and you put a little bit of yeast, you're going to have a large amount of dough and you can make, a lot of puff. That's just an analogy. But this is the one. So you almost never find her initially. Just like the sequence in the Bible. God made them in Genesis 1:27, male and female. But then, before calling her forth from Adam, he allowed other types of relationships to occur? Well, what can I tell you? You need to pray. Pray to God. Ask God, the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh, make her come. Make her appear in my life. Make my helper, my true helper, come to my life. Father, please help me. When you're thinking about getting married, that's how you must pray. Because nothing is guaranteed. Especially if you have a huge divine mission. You need your true helper. Otherwise, you're just going to do it and get by and not really get to the meat of what you were sent to do on earth. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. This is Dr. Suzanne. The 3 types is the karmic relationship with the fowl of the air, the soulmate relationship with the beast of the field, and then your divine relationship from Genesis 1:27, which actually came out of the heart of the man. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.